They experienced every climber's worst nightmare.
On the morning of June 2nd, 2018, 3 men were climbing up the ever-iconic El Capitan, which you'll probably remember as the granite rock that Alex Honnold soloed up in the movie Free Solo. Jason Wells, Tim Klein, and Kevin Prince were experienced climbers and close friends. They had all tackled Yosemite's cliffs many times before. In fact, they'd all been up El Capitan before over 100 times. As the 3 men climbed up the rock, they did so very quickly. I mean, again, they were super familiar with this route, and they basically felt as comfortable as you can possibly feel while climbing up a sheer granite rock hundreds of feet in the air. To them, this kind of climb was basically as normal as breathing. They eventually managed to pass a group of other climbers, and after that, Tim and Jason were up above Kevin, and the 2 of them climbed out of view of anyone else. It's reported that one of the climbers in the other group even watched Tim and Jason speed up the wall and remarked that, quote, "Jason sure is a superhero." While Tim and Jason were out of anyone's view, they were climbing up a 250-foot section that many climbers have since called the simplest part of this particular climb. But then, all of a sudden, Kevin and the other climbers heard a loud slamming noise, and suddenly they saw Tim and Jason both falling through the air. It turns out that after Tim and Jason had begun their sudden free fall, their rope actually caught itself on a boulder, and that actually arrested their fall. For just a brief moment, they had actually been saved, right? But then their nightmare started all over again. The boulder that had stopped their fall suddenly became their greatest threat, basically, and it actually cut their rope in 2 due to sheer force. Now they're free falling once again, right? And this time they would continue to fall the rest of the way, approximately 1,000 feet to the base of El Capitan. And of course, right after this happened, Kevin, who was still high up on the wall all by himself now, called 911. And when he finally got through to someone, he found out that the rescue crews down below had actually already found Tim and Jason. And the voice on the other end of the phone told Kevin the heartbreaking news that both of his friends had died. These deaths sent shockwaves through the climbing community. Both Tim and Jason were skilled and seasoned climbers, and their friends were obviously crushed by their loss and rattled over how such experienced and competent athletes could fall on a route that they had done before, a route that they knew so well.